All right, let's do this. Yes, indeed. Let me first and foremost, for those of y'all who are looking for Tuesday night's main event, that is not happening tonight. It is preempted. It will be back next Tuesday in full force, though. But I do want to welcome everybody to a special Tuesday Club Pizzle presents. It's the NBA preview. That's all I got, man. It ain't no fancy name. I ain't got no fancy name for it. I don't have none of that stuff. We just here though. Um, Shout out to my people on the Facebook Live. I'm gonna give y'all a chance to get up in here. If y'all in here, yeah, the feed is live. Let me check my phone. Let me make sure it's live. Yes, we are here. I'm gonna give you a little. I ain't gonna wait too long, but we are live via YouTube and via Facebook. I am not putting this up on Spotify. I ain't got time. I ain't gonna say I ain't got time for it. I'm just not putting it there. Anytime I do any live video, it's gonna be there. All right, so first things first, man. Let me do a couple of things, man. Make sure you guys log on to OhioEntertainmentAwards.org and nominate Club Pizzle for best podcast, not best sports, just best podcast. That is until Friday. Get it nominated. The nominees come out probably next week, and then the voting process to get me my award. That's right. I said my award. Also, well, I'll talk about what else I need to talk about on Thursday, because I'm gonna do Club Pizzle on Thursday. I'm gonna talk about what I really don't want to talk about, but I gotta talk about it. And make sure you guys tune in tomorrow at 6 p.m. at this same time. I am going to do a standalone Cleveland Cavaliers preview. Just because, like, it's my Cleveland people. Y'all know what time it is. We gonna talk Cavs. Y'all want to hear about Cavs. If y'all have any Cavaliers questions, DM me or inbox me or whatever. However y'all reach me. I'll probably put a Facebook post up sometime in the morning, so y'all can put y'all Cavaliers questions there. Yeah, man, we gonna do it. We gonna do it like that. Y'all got Cavs questions, and hopefully I have your Cleveland Cavalier answers. As y'all can see the background I got today, it's the old NBA bubble. I just thought this was a dope setup and a dope background. I love it right here, man. I just wanted to throw the bubble background there because it's such a, to me, it's such a fire setting. And shout out to the 2K modders who put it on the 2K game when it came out. Speaking of, I do have NBA 2K25. I just downloaded it. I probably won't get to play it until hell. I don't know when the hell I'm gonna be able to play that game. But just know I got it, and eventually I will get to it. But with the season kicking off in less than an hour or an hour, it's by the time we come off of here, or by the time I come off of here, or by the time this show ends, we are going to, it's going to be live. We're going to be in, well, they're going to be in Boston for the ring ceremony and the banner raising ceremony, the Celtics raising banner number 18 going against the New York Knicks. And then the second game of the doubleheader, the Minnesota Timberwolves open up against LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. We are going to see history tonight. I'm expecting us to see history tonight, and I'm expecting us to see history tonight early. I am going to bypass my bedtime until the historic moment of Bronny James and LeBron James stepping on the court at the same time, the first father and son duo to step on the floor in an NBA game. And it'll be the first time a father and son has played together since Ken Griffey Sr. and Ken Griffey Jr., and that was in 1990. How old were some of y'all in 1990? How old was I in 1990? I was 7 years old when that happened. So we will get to witness some history. All right, man, let's just get to this thing, man. This NBA season should be a very good one. This one should be a very compelling season. I'm counting on it to be compelling. There are some pretty cool storylines. There are some moving parts, some guys in some new places. There are some new head coaches in place. A lot of teams ran it back. There are some returns from injury this year. There are some guys who are on the shelf. I'm not really gonna get to it. But let's get to it. I want to start before I give my standings or where I got teams finishing. I did 1 through 10. A lot of people did 1 through 8. I did 1 through 10. That's just, just to put the play-in teams in there too. I didn't do 1 through 8. 1 through 8 is too easy. I said, let's challenge yourself, Don. Let's do 1 through 10. So I did 1 through 10. Before I get to that, and my conference champion and my conference MVP and my NBA champion and finals MVP, I want to get to the postseason awards. I'm going to start with the postseason awards. I'm going to start backwards, and I'm going to work my way from there. I'm going to start with the coach of the year. This one's going to be surprising, and I'm somebody who I am going to take chances because I don't really like the sexy picks are going to be the sexy picks. Everybody out there is going to pick the sexy stuff, the sexy picks, the y'all going to read the Bleacher Report and read all of the ESPN writers and the sport news and Fox Sports and CBS and NBC and all of and y'all going to watch all the TV stuff, and that's fine. I'm not watching none of that stuff. I didn't watch anything. I'm probably gonna miss a lot of the ring ceremony, but I am gonna tune in to TNT because this is their final opening night. I'm kind of sad about that. If y'all sad about this, I'm sad. Seriously sad about that. But my coach of the year is Taylor Jenkins from Memphis. I'm picking him because I'm expecting that team to be a whole lot better than they were last year. That team was ravaged by injury. They had like 30-something different guys on the roster at any given time. They were bringing up the entire G League, their entire G League team. They were pulling guys off the street. Hell, if I stayed at Memphis, they probably would have called me, if I'm gonna be honest. I got Taylor Jenkins, though, with Ja Morant coming back, bringing in Zach Edey, with Jaren Jackson Jr. coming back, Marcus Smart coming back, the whole squad coming back. And we saw what they did when they were whole at one time. And I know they got rid of some. Dylan Brooks is not there, but you bring in a former defensive player of the year in Marcus Smart. You got Ja Morant, you got Desmond Bain, you got Jaren Jackson Jr. You add Zach Edey, you bringing back another defensive player of the year. Look out, Taylor Jenkins is going to do a great job with them. 6th man of the year is Buddy Hield. He's out in Golden State. He's going to put up a lot of points for them. But this one might not happen because he might end up in the starting lineup somehow. My most improved player, I got 2 guys. It's going to be down to 2 guys. And I'm in a couple of these. Well, this category is 3 categories I have. It's going to be between one of 2 guys. And when I get to my mid-season review or in review and go on from there after the All-Star break, I'm probably going to narrow all of these down to 1. I got notes, so y'all are going to know. Most improved player is going to come down to Trey Murphy or it's going to come down to Naz Reid. Naz Reid is a buzz name. His name has been buzzing. And because Cat's gone now that Cat's gone, and they're like, oh, well, Naz Reid can step in for the scoring. So I'm going to it's either between those 2. Trey Murphy, I think Trey Murphy is going to have an incredible year too, both of them. Defensive player of the year is going to be one of these 2 guys. I got it's going to be either Victor Wembanyama or it's going to be Evan Mobley. It's going to be one of those 2 guys. Victor, if we're being honest, Victor Wembanyama was the defensive player of the year last year. They handed another one to Rudy Gobert. I didn't agree with it. I thought Wemby should have taken that award home. And of course, Evan Mobley. We are expecting a lot from Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley could also end up as the most improved player. It's a possibility he can. Zygo Edit says, yeah, Wemby versus Edie is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a very nostalgic feeling for NBA fans. And I got my league pass already paid for, so I'm gonna be looking out for that. My rookie of the year. Speaking of my rookie of the year, I'm picking Zach Edey to be rookie of the year. And that's only because this rookie class, nobody knows what the heck any of these guys are going to do. Alex Sarr has a chance. And if he takes it, he takes it. But I'm going to go with Zach Edey. And my MVP is going to come down to either Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or Anthony Edwards. And you're right, Zygo Edis. He has a chance as well for rookie of the year. Like it's tricky. Joker, I know a lot of people are gonna say you could have picked Joker is the sexy pick. Joker could have been MVP. Like he could have got it the year before last when Embiid took it. That'd have been 4 straight MVPs. He has 3. I do believe in voter fatigue. I do believe the voters do get tired of voting for one guy. Joker is going to do what Joker does. He's going to give you 24, 25, 26 points. He's going to give you 12 rebounds. He's going to give you 8, 9, possibly 10 assists. I just think with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the year that he had last year, he's going to build upon that. Oklahoma City is going to be at the top of the Western Conference, if not the top of the NBA. And Anthony Edwards already has a leg up on the competition simply because of the run he had in the playoffs last year and his run with the Olympic team and being on that Olympic team and being around so many former MVPs, being around LeBron James, following Kevin Durant around for the entire summer and being around Steph Curry. I just think that, and they want him to be the face of the league so bad. And I'm not mad at that. But there is a point guard in Memphis that wears the number 12, and his name is Demetrius Jamel Morant, and he will be coming back from injury, and he's going to remind people why he is who he is and why he was the face or going to be crowned the next face of the NBA before he did all of the dumb stuff that he did. He still does have an opportunity to redeem himself for all of that stuff. So, again, man, let me run over those things again. Coach of the year, Taylor Jenkins. 6th man of the year, I got Buddy Hield. Most improved, I got Trey Murphy or Naz Reid. Defensive player of the year is either Victor Wembanyama or Evan Mobley. Rookie of the year, Zach Edey. MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or Anthony Edwards. And I forgot a category. I just did not write it down. Clutch player of the year. The clutch player of the year, I got a couple of names that I want to throw out there. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is definitely his name is going to be up there. Anthony Edwards' name is going to be up there. I think Kyrie Irving's name belongs in that conversation. And the one guy that I am going to pick, and yes, this is a bit of a homer pick, I'm going to put Donovan Mitchell up there. I think Donovan stays healthy, and I think he does enough to get into that category. So that's that. Y'all know my motto here, man. We are here for a good time and not a long time. I'm going to start in the Eastern Conference. I'm going to go 10 through 1. And y'all be able to tell who didn't make it. At 10, I got Chicago. And they might finish higher than 10. I got them so low because of the uncertainties with Lonzo Ball's injuries and with Zach LaVine coming back from injury, as he always is. That team is going. You are right. They are going to surprise a whole lot of people. I'm really excited to see them. On top of that, I am just happy that Lonzo Ball is going to be able to get back on the court and play. He may not play a lot of back-to-backs, but it'll be good to see him back out on the court doing this thing. At number 9, I got Toronto. Toronto was going to be one of those teams that are just going to be there. Scotty Barnes is good enough. RJ Barrett is another guy that is good enough that that team is going to contend for the playoffs. At number 8, I got Miami. I cannot count this team out for nothing. It's something about the Miami Heat. They tread water for so long, go on some type of a winning streak run, and Jimmy Butler being in a contract year, I'm expecting him to have a career year. At number 7, and this was tough to put them here, is the Orlando Magic. We saw what they did in the first round of the playoffs against the Cavs. Paolo Banchero he's going to be a perennial all-star. He's going to put him in the all-star game. Getting KCP, they got some pieces. I just feel like the teams above them are a little better. And I don't think from 3 to about 6 or 7, I don't think those teams are going to be far off. If you look at the standings last year, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 were like within 2 games of each other. Had the Cleveland Cavaliers not tanked the fourth quarter of their final game, they'd have been the 2 seed last year. Think about that. But I do like this Orlando Magic team. This team is awesome. They're awesome to the point where there were some of those games where I was clapping for them, and I'm a Cavs fan. I'm at these games, and I'm just watching Paolo Banchero get busy, and I'm like, we got to deal with this for another decade. Plus, that kid is great. Coming in at number 6, I got Philly here. And again, it's the uncertainty. We know Joel Embiid is going to play, and we know he's going to ball out. But he's injured. He's already said, I'm not playing back-to-backs. He's already out for game 1. He's already out for the opener, as well as Paul George. They're both out. Tyrese Maxey is going to get better. They have a nice squad. Nick Nurse is a decent coach, but I have them at 6. Coming in at number 5, the Eastern Conference runners-up from last year, Indiana. And again, like I said, all of these from 3, 4, 5, 6, and possibly 7, they're all going to be, I think, within 2 or 3 games of each other. But I do like Indiana. I like all of these teams. Honestly, I love basketball. I do hate franchises or teams, but every team has 1 or maybe 2 players that I like. This Indiana team, Tyrese Halliburton is just pure point guard personified. Love that guy. Try saying that fast 3 times. Pure point guard personified. Try it. Good coach. Rick Carlisle. Not Rick Carlisle. It is Rick Carlisle. Great team. I actually do get to see them there on my ticket package. Mathurin, just that whole squad. Pascal. Oh man, what a big get for them and getting Pascal. Because if you remember Pascal from the early Toronto days, pre-playoff run, pre-NBA championship, Pascal, he was one of the most awkward. He was like the African Antoine Jameson, if I'm gonna be honest. At number 4, I got the Cleveland Cavaliers here. I'll have more on them tomorrow. Coming in at number 3, the Milwaukee Bucks. I still believe in Greek, and I still believe in Dame Lillard. And I think with a full season, a full offseason together, I don't care too much for Doc as the coach. That's going to be their downfall. That's always going to be any Doc Rivers coach team's downfall. They will have a bunch of talent, but somehow Doc will I don't know, but you would think with 2 horses like Dame and Greek and Chris Middleton, I think he has to be healthy. He's a big key. Bobby Portis, I think, is going to get better. Bobby Portis is also, you can throw him in for in the most improved category. That dude, he could be like the most improved player of all time. Because when he first started with his auto-generated looking self, like he was like, how is this dude in the league? But you get it. In at number 2, I have the New York Knicks. And all right, let me keep it professional. As a Cleveland Cavaliers fan, I do not like the New York Knicks. I can't stand them. I will go to anywhere that the New York Knicks play. I will go and I will boo them. But that team they got up there are a problem. Jalen Brunson, and then you give him Karl Anthony Towns, who is a different player than what Julius Randle was and can give you the same things that Julius Randle gives you without being a ball stopper. Both of those guys needed the ball in their hands to pound it to get it. You can pick and pop with Cat all day. The biggest concern for me with them is, will Mitchell Robinson be back? And what is Mikal Bridges really going to give you? I'm a huge Mikal Bridges guy. I always liked Mikal Bridges. When he was in Phoenix, I love what he did there. When he went to Brooklyn and he started, I thought it was like, all right, we got another one. We got another one that's about to blow up. But you put him on that squad with the Nova boys, and they traded DiVincenzo, which was, I mean, to get Cat, you were eventually going to have to, you got to give something up. You're going to give up Julius Randle and you want to give up Dante. That's fine. You can't be mad at it. I'm not upset at that. Josh Hart, like this team, like I said, I hate the Knicks as a Cavaliers fan, but as a person who watches basketball, a person who studies basketball, a person who loves basketball, the moves they made in the offseason could put them over the top. And, of course, the number 1 seed here is the Boston Celtics. They ran it back. Best roster. They had the best roster in the league before they brought Jrue Holiday in last year. And the run that they went on through the regular season, they had their hiccups. Yep, the Dean Wade bust out 3-point game. Yep, we all saw it. But when it came to the playoffs, they made it look easy. They made it look routine. They have the perfect starting 5 with Jrue Holiday, Derek White. Then you got Tatum, Brown, and Porzingis. Perfect. And their bench, complimentary. And don't look now, they possibly could get Robert Williams back. I'm just going to throw that out there. Don't know if it's actually going to happen, but it's a big possibility. Portland's going to look to get rid of either Robert Williams or DeAndre Ayton. I don't see DeAndre Ayton going there. Let's go to the West. Let's start at the West. Y'all gonna be surprised in my Western Conference. Like the Western Conference, the East was kind of easy for me to do. It was kind of a walk for me to do. Ayton to Boston, absolutely not. Robert Williams is a bigger possibility. Portland would get rid of Robert Williams before they got rid of DeAndre Ayton. Western Conference, the Sacramento Kings, I have them coming in at number 10. Listen, this Western Conference is top to bottom is stacked. And you hate to leave somebody out, and y'all will notice who I leave out when I get to a certain point. But Sacramento with Domas could be an MVP candidate. If this team can finish in the top 4 or up in the top 4, Domas could be an MVP candidate. At number 9, I got New Orleans. It's just something about this team, man. Health is always going to be their downfall. We don't know what Zion actually had a good season last year. And I do believe, like, had he not got hurt, they may have gone further than they did. Um, at number 8, and this is really tough. It's tough here, man. I got the Clippers at 8. I think Ty Lue coaches well enough to get this team a play-in spot. They have a lot of talent. The big question mark is Kawhi Leonard. They need Kawhi Leonard. They need Kawhi Leonard for at least 50 games. And he's out indefinitely. They don't know when he's coming back. At number 7, and this is kind of a homer pick. I can't help it. I got the Lakers. The Lakers are all, as long as you can have LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and that team not be in a spot, at least a play-in spot. And I think 4, 5, like even in the Western Conference, I think 1 through 7 can be close and go down to the last couple of games of the season. And at number 6, I got the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm telling y'all, I just explained it. You get Ja Morant back from injury. You get Marcus Smart back from injury, former defensive player of the year. You get Desmond Bane back from injury. He can give you a 20 spot whenever. Jaren Jackson Jr. back, former defensive player of the year. And you add a big 7'3" anchor in the middle of that. And all you need for him to do is rebound and block shots. I'm taking that starting 5 over a lot of people. This team healthy gets a 6 seed or above. In at number 5, I got the Phoenix Suns. Too much talent there. I just think the 4 teams ahead of them are better. I mean, KD, Book, Bradley Beal. Let's see what y'all do healthy. Hopefully everybody's healthy this year. Hopefully Brad Beal is ready. In that number 4, and again, I think the Western Conference is going to finish like it did last year with like a 3 or 4-way tie at the top. And these teams just head to head are going to fall where they fall. I got Minnesota at number 4. And I do love the trade for them as well. I love Julius Randle in Minnesota. I think Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo are going to be good alongside Rudy Gobert. I think Nas is going to be great. And they added Rob Dillingham as well with Minnesota. Rob Dillingham is a sleeper rookie of the year guy too, depending on how high or low, or just his impact with that team. In at number 3, I got Denver. Joker can drag a team to 50 wins without help, with bringing Aaron Gordon, re-upping Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray. I think this team is good enough to contend for another championship. They are good. In at number 2, and again, 1 through 4 could end up with identical records. Or 1 through 3 at least can end up with identical records like they did last year. The 2 seed, I got Oklahoma City. Great squad. Added, what's my dude's name? Alex Caruso. Love Alex Caruso. Gets down and dirty with it. Chet Holmgren is going to be another year better. You not only have Chet as your defensive anchor in the paint, now you got a perimeter defender that all he want to do is play defense, and Alex Caruso. And my number 1 seed is the Dallas Mavericks. And I'm going to tell you why. After the trade deadline last year, after the moves that they made last year at the deadline, Dallas was the hottest team going through the playoffs. And as I said, 1, 2, 3, possibly 1 through 4 could all have identical records just like they did last year. It'll just come down to the tiebreakers, the conference records, the head-to-heads, the all of the, all of the little stuff there. So to recap, I got Sacramento 10, New Orleans 9, the Clippers at 8, the Lakers at 7, Memphis at 6, Phoenix at 5, Minnesota 4, Denver 3, OKC 2, Dallas 1. Again, it's interchangeable, and I will revisit this at the All-Star break. My Eastern Conference champion, is there a doubt? The Boston Celtics. New York is probably the closest team that could beat them to me. I'm not going to be a homer and say my Cavs can beat them. I could, but I'm not. A healthy Milwaukee, are they deep enough? And will Doc screw it up? He probably will. We saw what Indiana did. Indiana doesn't play enough defense. Philly, all the rest of those teams. And my Eastern Conference Finals MVP, I think this is the year Jason Tatum does get that award. They penalized. I think this is going to be a revenge year for Jason Tatum. Put Jason Tatum in the MVP conversation as well. I think Steve Kerr and that BS he did is going to cost him. And my Western Conference champion is going to be the Oklahoma City Thunder. Yes, I have them finishing as the 2 seed in the West, but you know how these things go. Matchups, you look at matchups, you look at how things go. I just think Oklahoma City might be ready. It's a possibility that they could be ready. And again, all of these teams could finish with identical records, and the tiebreakers can be what they are. And my Western Conference Final MVP is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Why wouldn't it be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? And if y'all notice in the Western Conference, who's missing off of the playoff is Golden State. I just don't think they can do it. I don't think Steph Curry is Steph and Draymond. Jonathan Kuminga, I love him. I wish we could have him. I wish I could have gotten him on the Cleveland Cavaliers at some point. I'm still kind of thinking and hoping that that can happen somehow. I just don't think the replacement parts are there. That is not that dynasty that we saw. They don't have an Andre Iguodala. Like the key, they don't have the others. They don't have a Iggy. They don't have a Sean Livingston. They don't have a Festus Ezeli. That team is just, I just think that it's over for them. They struggled during the regular season and squeak into the play-in. I think it's over. That's it. And my NBA Finals, as y'all can see, is the Boston Celtics versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm expecting the Boston Celtics to win 65 games again this year. They are that good. I just don't think they're that good. I mean, I think they are that good. Excuse me. I'm a little flushed there. And my NBA champion for the 2024-2025 season is none other than, come on, man, it's the Boston Celtics. We are looking at the next dynasty. And starting with this Boston-Oklahoma City series, this could be year one of multiple NBA finals with these two teams. These two franchises, and check this out, y'all. The Oklahoma City Thunder still has a bunch of draft capital from Houston, who is barely going to miss the play-in. They have draft capital from the LA Clippers, and there is an outside chance that the LA Clippers can miss these playoffs. And Golden State could sneak in, or Houston could sneak in. I wanted to put San Antonio in there because of the whole Chris Paul, Wemby thing. They don't have enough other talent around them. At least I don't see it yet. And Chris Paul isn't that Chris Paul anymore. Love him, but he's not that anymore. So again, man, my NBA champion is going to be the Boston Celtics, and Jason Tatum is going to win Finals MVP. They are just that great. Thank you guys for tuning in. This will be up. Well, it's up. It's already up there. It's live, so it's going to be up there. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow at this very same time, 6 p.m. I am going to do a standalone preview on our Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm putting the finishing touches on my notes for that as we speak. So, again, OhioEntertainmentAwards.org, Club Pizzle, Best Sports Podcast. Club Pizzle will be back on Thursday, where I'm going to talk about what I don't want to talk about. Y'all are not going to want to miss what I have to say about the thing that I don't want to talk about here. So I will see you guys tomorrow at 6, and then I will see you Thursday at 7 for Pizzle's Picks, Club Pizzle at 8. So, deuces.